Citizen Jones.
Did you like that?
I did enjoy that. You will always see that to me now. That's how he addressed himself at the deliberative session. And so it shall be. Forever.
That was done. That was actually done for a reason. If you're interested, I'll tell you.
After.
Tell me later.
Okay. Richard Rainier was just speaking about several warrant articles and the need to vote yes on them. And as you know, Richard and I have had our moments. But I have to say that every article that he just mentioned, I am fully in support of.
Excellent.
Particularly important
This
is
is the kind of gentlest Citizen Jones?
No, this is nothing more than the same Citizen Jones who makes his own decisions based on facts. And the facts are, we need to do this fire station. We need to take care of that pumping station. Those union contracts are way overdue. Those are just simple facts.
They are.
It's not about any personal thing. This is about what's good for the town, what's good for the village in this case. Mr. Chairman, I know you came to me earlier before the meeting and spoke about some things, but I wanted to get them on the record. So the audience knows. I made a request to actually be on the agenda to discuss some issues, and I was denied to be on the agenda. One of the items I specified, as you can see, I sent a rather lengthy letter ultimately after I was denied in terms of why I wanted to be on the agenda. One of the things I wanted to address that hasn't been addressed is to review the letter from the Commission to the accountant instructing him to only accept direction in written form pursuant to the board's motion in August. And I had expressed a desire to inspect that letter at last month's meeting under a 91A request. And just to remind everybody, it was basically in a case of alleged identity theft, the identity being that of this village district. And one of the things the board chose to do was to give instruction to the accountant that he was to take direction from no one without written authorization. So I was only going to get direction from it being in writing.
From the commissioners.
No, the motion was not that, because part of the problem with the identity was allegedly commissioners had given direction, and then were subsequently denied that they had given that direction. So your motion was about, well, we're going to tell the accountant not to accept direction unless it's in writing. So we have a record of it. Remember that? You remember that, Maureen? You said it was a great idea.
I'm not sure what you're talking about.
Mr. Chairman, I just want to clarify. When you say accountant, are you talking about the accounting firm that we hire, or are you talking about our treasurer?
Oh, the accountant that we hire, young Clark.
All right, I just want to clarify that. I wasn't quite sure what direction it was in.
Back in August, well, actually, I think it was July that former Commissioner White got some information which indicated that two former commissioners, presumably back in the 90s, had given direction to only apply revenues and expenses on certain items in certain ways, one of which was parking. This topic has been going on all year. And former Commissioner White subsequently reported that both of those commissioners who allegedly gave that direction denied ever having made the phone call to give that direction. I identified that as effectively fraud and identity theft. And the board chose to entertain and pass unanimously a motion which said that the accountant would only take direction in written form. Steve inquired as to, well, that might be problematic because he might have questions, and we pointed out that we're not going to address the issue of questions, just the issue of direction. We seem to have some difficulty coming up with that letter, I guess. I assume, now I'm making a wide assumption that if you're going to give someone a direction that says they only take direction in writing, that you actually tell them that in writing. Now, you might have told him on the phone, I don't know.
I'm pretty sure we told him in person, so, that's the future, other than the commissioners and the treasurer.
I just figured it'd be wise to send it to him, or let us send.
Yeah, maybe we should.
Okay. Now, one of the items was also to review the letter dated June 24, 2011, which reflected, or was characterized as having reflected the advice the accountant gave you prior to last annual meeting with regard to the allocation of parking expenses. Now, I spoke on that earlier on the budget, and I'm going to leave it at that for now. Okay? I also spoke to the fact that we made a motion, as I say, the commissioners made a motion with regard to parking expenses, and the DRA said, forget it, you guys don't have the authority. And we're still pursuing that. On the more larger point, I had noted as I reviewed the videos from 2011, there has been a lot of... Pardon?
You have a lot of time to read all those videos. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
Well, I'll continue to try to be kind, Mr. Chairman. But there has been a lot of friction that has been developing because we don't have a general understanding of budgeting and how we actually spend money. Now, this is not related to me, this is related to others. Sometimes in moments they get rather heated. Even the exchange of ethnic slurs, which, since I'm in a kind mood, I shall not get into detail on. But I think it's important to just avoid the friction entirely if we simply have a collective clarity, a consensus on what is, not what should be, or any of that. That's a different discussion, what should be. Before you can get into what should be, you need to know what is. Just as we need to know what the laws were that we passed over the last decades that are contained allegedly in that closet, yet no one opens, no one knows what's in it. Therefore, no one knows what is. So I had put together an overview of basically bullet items. And this is one of the things the chairman spoke to me briefly about prior to the meeting. And I would still like to read them.